Global warming, we can turn around. It'll take decades even if we stop our emissions now. So we're asking our senators, Senator Snowe and Senator Collins, to be stewards, to shepherd a climate change bill through Congress that will both limit emissions and also protect the environment for these important species. Species like moose and lynx, snowshoe hare, and salmon reach their southern limit in Maine. Other species reach their northern limit. I have over here a group of salmon flies and trout flies. And I have over here a bass lure. Are we going to do this to basically our trout and salmon and have warm water fisheries for the rest of the state? I hope not. I hope my kids can enjoy a combination of all of these.
I hope the sportsmen of the state of Maine recognize two things. That the future of what they feel is most important is dependent on us taking some kind of action. And we have become very good as a conservation community over the past 50 years in managing what I'll call acute impacts. We can set hunting seasons and bag limits and all kinds of things to manage these acute impacts to fish and wildlife. What we have been less successful at is providing a landscape that 100 years from now will still provide the attributes that fish and wildlife need in order to still be here for our grandchildren. Seen and heard today here is a microcosm of the importance of fish and wildlife to the state of Maine. It is part of a natural resource availability that is the state of Maine. That we have nothing else. This is what the state of Maine is. And it's not only that it is a $6.4 billion industry to the state in natural resources, or that fish and wildlife related is $2.4 billion alone, but it is the lifeblood. It is why people live here. It's why they visit here. It is why they come here to be.
Change is threatening to undo it all. Brook trout as a cold water indicator species are similar to canary in the coal mine. If they are at risk, the entire river ecosystem is at risk, and so is our long-standing angling heritage. We will all be doing a profound disservice to future generations of anglers if native wildlife species like the brook trout can no longer survive in our state. Time and time again, Senators Snowe and Collins have come to the defense of Maine's sporting heritage and traditions. Now we need their leadership more than scientists suggest a 3 degrees rise in average July temperatures would make the southern half of Maine thermally marginal for brook trout. That is bad news for those of us with favorite local trout streams. At the same time, the coal-fired power plants that are heating up our climate are also harming all of our waters in the state of Maine. Acid rain is a major problem due to the smokestacks at all of the coal plants upwind from us that are constantly poisoning our rain clouds with mercury.
Good morning. My name is Dick Rulin. I'm the former senator for this area. I'm also presently chairman of the Atlantic Salmon Commission, and also a member, an active member of many recreational organizations in this area. You know, I look with a great deal of frustration and dismay when I see what's happening. I see people saying, well, is global warming really there? Is it really happening? I say to them, the jury of scientific knowledge is in, it's reported, and it is happening. It's 99% agreed upon those people who deal with that. So the time for a delay is over. Time for action is now. I look and see what's happening to our very environment, and I wonder whether or not my children and my grandchildren will have the same opportunities that I had. I say anytime you do something wrong, you can correct it. And the time for that correction is here, and it is now. And it's right now one of the most important areas where it really needs immediate action.
Good morning. My name is Tom Watson. I'm a state legislator and a Master Maine Registered Guide. During the summer, I enjoy the privilege and pleasure of introducing visitors and tourists to the natural wonders of Maine, especially those on the lower Kennebec River. My short guiding season is a very small cog in a huge $1.5 billion recreational industry. And I recognize that the pleasure and privilege of enjoying Maine's woods and waters and that of guiding visitors through our state's wonders comes with a huge responsibility. As Mainers, as anglers, as hunters, as fishermen, as trappers, bird watchers, hikers, we bear the responsibility of preserving the natural wonders for generations to come. And that responsibility now includes the steps necessary to slow and stop advancing climate change.
I'm Tom Watson. I'm a state legislator, and I'm a registered Maine guide. I take people out on the lower Kennebec River during the summer and introduce them to things, wildlife they've never seen before: eagles, otter, seals, striped bass, bluefish, whatever we can find. I'm very greatly concerned with the effects of climate change that are encroaching on what is so important to the state of Maine, our own natural resources. And the irony of it is, I think that our species is the only species that cannot just adapt to climate change, but we can actually do something about it. And we own a great deal of responsibility as guardians of this state, and frankly the earth, to do something about it. We're the only species that can. We're the only species that brought about this problem, and we continue to contribute to it. And it's really time to do something before it becomes an ecological disaster.